Hi, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today, I decided that I wanted to kind of go over a little guide for my Cryomancer that I'm playing. Like a beginner's guide, nothing too special. Because as it is one of the 3 starter classes on the, I guess on the Ascension Atlas or in the game of Skyforge, people are probably going to be picking, you know, anywhere from Lightbinder, Skyforge, or Lightbinder, Paladin, or Cryomancer while they navigate to their said class. And that could take anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. Depending on the player, so you might actually end up playing, you know, a Cryomancer for a little bit, and if you do, you know, I hope this guide helps you guys out. So we're gonna talk about in this video my talents that I've selected on my Ascension Atlas, kind of like the routing, the routing that I've taken. Furthermore, we're gonna go into my gear. We're gonna talk about the stats that I prioritize, along with I can't really talk about the equipment to prioritize, but the stats you prioritize. Next up, we're also going to talk about the talents and skills along with skill rotations, and that should pretty much sum it up for you guys. So let's start right away with the skills that I take. So we're gonna take Icy Comet instead of Snowball, and now remember, everything here, I'm not saying to claim to be the best by any means. This is just a guide to get you guys through the game, and I know it works effectively because I've been doing it. So we're gonna take Icy Comet over Snowball because for soloing and just in general, Icy Comet has 1/3 the cooldown of Snowball and deals more damage than it. Of course, Snowball has CC and whatnot, but you don't need that right now. It's more important for the deeps, right? You need the deeps, man. Also, Icy Comet follows up really well with a Cryonic Pulse on a Freezing Gale because it takes an impulse, but that's something separate. We're taking Crystal Shield over Ice Statue because Ice Statue doesn't actually give you any mitigation. It just throws up a taunt. It does not work on bosses, whereas your Crystal Shield absorbs 60% of damage, can actually go up to 80% of damage, consumes significantly less than Icy Statue does, and is up more frequently as well. Also, when you're pulling mobs, it's very important to use it. And it synergizes really well with another skill called Jagged Ice. Later on, I'll show you guys. We're going to take Cryo Beam over Cryo Trap. Deals significantly more damage, has half the cooldown, consumes much less cryogen. It is a bit more difficult to land than Cryo Trap, but it deals significant amounts of damage. Stasis obviously is for PvP. Jagged Ice is a very good skill. For one, it does not consume any cryogen, and that's one reason why I really like it, although it is channeled. Next up, we've got Whiteout versus Snowstorm. Whiteout does like 4 times the damage of, well, like 2 to 3 times the damage of Snowstorm, and it has a lower cooldown. That's why we're taking it. As for our talents, we've got Avalanche, which makes it so our AoE Icy Comet deals more damage and consumes less cryogen. Very good for ad phases on bosses, or just simply clearing through on dungeons. Cryo Charge makes it so your Cryo Beam, which is already your hard-hitting skill, consumes 2 times more cryogen, which is like nothing, but deals up to 3 times the damage, which is insane. That puts the top end of my Cryo Beam up to about 2700. Next up, we're going to go with Slide. For obvious reasons, you should have this always on your Cryomancer. It allows you to just shoot all across the screen by sliding. Frostbite makes it so your hardest hitting skill, Whiteout, lasts 4 seconds longer. My Whiteout typically hits about 14 to 15,000 damage on just regular times, not getting lucky or anything. Shivers makes it so the amount of damage absorbed by your Crystal Shield is increased by 20%, so it goes from 60 to 80%. Furthermore, anytime a target kind of hits you or gets within the radius, it gets immobilized for 3 seconds. Also really good when you're running away, so like if you pull aggro off a tank in a dungeon, you hit it, you know, they'll immediately try to get snared before they even do anything, and allows you to get really good pulls in when you're AoEing. Frost Rage makes it so your auto attack, your right click hold down shoots out Icy Dart, which deals damage over time and increases the damage of that. I think I missed one here. Oh yeah, Exhaustion. I could be totally wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it makes it so you deal more damage as the target's health is lower with your auto attack. I haven't really tested that out, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And if that's true, that's great because auto attacks are a large portion of your damage. And then you have Cold Veil. Cold Veil makes it so your Crystal Shield is up more frequently, which is like absolutely necessary if you're gonna solo higher end content with low gear. Because bosses that auto attack you, you can't dodge the auto attack unless you outrange it. Which if you want to outrange it, you could play around and use like Gust or something. But for the most part, Cold Veil is very, very good. All right, as for the equipment, it's pretty simple. Strength, accuracy, your main stats. If you're following my setup, you could also do strength, luck, accuracy, which is also really good. You can see here, strength, luck, accuracy. And a perfect piece of gear should look like this. Strength, luck, accuracy, crit. That's like golden. If you have that, you are GG. So you want 4 of them like that. Luck gives you crit damage, strength gives you base damage, accuracy makes it so your minimum damage is closer to your top end damage, aka more consistent damage and less spiky damage. And crit chance, as we all know, is insane. Crit chance makes it more consistent as well, which gives you really high damage. The reason why I have spirit and not luck on some of my gear is the accuracy rating is higher on these gear, on these pieces. Normally it's a 5.1% depending on what you're doing. And luck doesn't give me too much of a benefit right now. It does give me some crit damage, but I don't have much crit rate. And we're going to go into the next part here, which is the skill tree. So as I'm going for Witch, I ended up picking some strength nodes because I have the talent Ultimate Strength right here, which is on the way to Witch, and there's another talent Ultimate Strength right here. So I did take a little bit of a detour to grab Ultimate Strength and a few strength nodes along with down here as well. I've got Ultimate Strength. So this says the effective strength on your base damage is increased by 10% for each level of the symbol, which scales my strength. For people who are going north, you've got similar, except it's called maximum recoil, which critical damage increased by 10% for each level of the symbol. And there's another one somewhere else. Is another maximum recoil. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's here somewhere, I promise. And basically, maximum recoil in that scenario, you would be stacking luck and crit. Probably luck and crit over accuracy, but you'd still want accuracy in there as well. So furthermore, once I get over here to Lacerated Wound, which is coming up Wednesday, I'm going to swap out all my spirit to make sure I get luck on my gear, even if it's a lower accuracy roll, because this makes it so critical damage applies an effect to the enemy that inflicts damage over time. The total damage is equal to the character's luck, which is a really cool buff. So we're going to go ahead and press I really fast. We're going to go over my symbols, which don't really matter too much. I've got the standard one, Clever Maneuver, which everyone has. Impulse Barrier, again, it was on the tree. The only ones that you care about right now is pretty much Ultimate Strength, and then I'm going to get Lacerated Wound next. And the last thing is I want to go over one more thing on my equipment. For people who don't have like the Founder's weapons, your goal on your frame would be to get whiteout damage on your frame. So a prime example is my weapon right here with whiteout damage. And as for your weapon, I actually couldn't tell you 100% what you're looking for. I guess the best thing would be like, again, Cryo Beam and Icy Missile to get increased damage. There's not too much really on the weapon. The Founder's weapons are pretty sick, and that's why I'm using them. Okay, now up for the fun part, we're going to go ahead and jump right into a dungeon. I'm going to run one pretty close to my level, well, pretty close to my prestige, so it should give you an accurate representation of how much damage I deal with my Cryomancer. So let's go ahead and go to Solo Adventure, and let's pop in the Tau Experimental Station here, which is a pretty high prestige area. Impossible 2 stars. Let's go run it. Alright, so now we're going to talk about some rotations. You've got like simple rotations, there's not really advanced rotations. I mean, the game isn't that difficult by any means. But it is important to understand your rotations because it will significantly increase your damage. And for people who are wondering, I go up to about 10.5k prestige with my other gear on. So our standard rotation is going to be hold right click into Z, into C, into V. Now I'm not going to use C here because I don't want to waste my my AoE on a single target mob when I know, when I'm running a dungeon solo. But your C is your strongest and your highest damage ability on the Cryomancer. Now remember, I don't claim for any of this to be the best by any means. This is just a starting tutorial to get everyone started, and feel free to branch off in any type of way that you would like. Alright, so for here, we're going to use our 3 into a hold left click into a Z. And that's like a really, really, really good AoE combo. And then from there, you're going to just hold left click and just burst it down. This is so you don't have to use... So you don't want to have to pretty much spam or waste... Sorry, so you don't have to waste whiteout. And again, the combo there was like Icy Comet into a hold down left click. Holding down your left click will consume your impulse. Your 3 will not consume your impulse. And your Z is your Cryo Beam, I think it's called. It's your laser. Or not Cryo, I forgot what it's called. And that will also do a line area of effect hit. Well, I guess a shockwave type style. So again, for single target, we're going to hold left click. Then we're going to Z, and then we're gonna V, and the target's dead. For AoE, we're gonna hit 3, hold down left click, and we'll just finish him off. Alright, so here's a pack. This is a beefy pack with 10,000 health. So we're gonna just walk right in. You have two options. You can single target down a guy, so you can run in and hold your right click, or you can run in and just throw your Icy Comet. So since they're really far apart, I'm not actually gonna Icy Comet. I'm actually just gonna hold right click, single target this guy down, and just auto attack while I'm running. Then we're gonna go ahead and drop our whiteout, shield up, and we can just auto attack them down. You can laser them, you can do whatever you choose. But you can see how much whiteout does. It's insane. That's there you go. There's 10,000 damage already from whiteout. Whiteout is absolutely nuts, and it's still going. Alright, so here we've got little single target pack. Again, hold right click. And then we've got, how tanky are these ones? 2k, that's nothing. Now, once we get to the boss here, I can explain a few more rotations into better detail, since these mobs, you know, kind of die instantly. Make use of your God, I have to remember the name of it. What is it called? Let's see. Make use of your, oh, it is Cryo Beam. Make use of your Cryo Beam. It's a very good skill. So we're gonna summon up the boss here. This boss should have a decent amount of health here. This boss has 125k HP, and it has an add phase as well. So we're gonna hold down on right click. Again, we're gonna initiate with the combo. Right click, Z, C, and V. Now this is like the super burst. You can just watch the damage roll up here. Oh, and he moved out of whiteout, sadly. So we're just gonna auto him down, and it's important to keep your debuff, your damage over time, sorry, from your right click up. You're gonna use your Z pretty much whenever it's up. So you're just spamming your Z, auto attacking, making sure that your is it called Shattered Storm, I think? Your Shattered Storm is up. Forgot 100% what it's called. And just gonna keep autoing. Anytime you have your Jagged Ice, which is your V, anytime it comes up or it's there, you're gonna use your Jagged Ice, but you have to be careful because you don't want to waste it. Now, what I mean by wasting it is, since it's a channeled ability, if this boss, for example, were to walk up to me right now, and he were to sit on the floor, like that, well, so that's not there, right there, I would have to waste it and move out of the way, so I'd have to cancel it early. You don't want to have to cancel it early, or else you're not making, full use of the damage of it. So, for example, we're gonna try to get the boss to do his attack here. Okay, we're gonna back up, and we're gonna V. And you can see there, it's 3k, 4k, 6k, and it hit for a decent amount. It hit 10,000 damage. So, Jagged Ice is also a very strong skill. Now, this boss has an add phase, so I'm waiting here. It's about to pop up. We're gonna AoE, I'm gonna ult as well, and then we're gonna Z right through and finish it off. So, you can do really, really nice combos with the Cryomancer. You just have to not panic and just, just stay calm. That add phase would have pretty much immediately killed me as well. They do insane amounts of damage. Now, I do apologize because I'm not 100% following through all the rotations I've said, because as I'm explaining it, I'm a little distracted. So I hope you guys, bear with that as well. I pretty much never use my 1, and I pretty much never use my 2 unless I'm in a group. They're literally almost never used. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. So for here, we'll just release this. We'll do a 3 into a 2, and then you could laser to finish, or you could just finish them off. Again, whenever you're AoE packing, your Icy Comet into hold down left click, because the Icy Comet does a nice burst, and your left click will consume your impulse. So let's do it again. Icy Comet into hold left click, and then you can just single target this guy down with your V. If you want burst damage, then Cryo Beam is your best thing to do. If you want sustained damage, Whiteout and Jagged Ice are your best scenarios. Make sure you really utilize your slide talent. Your slide talent allows you to just, gracefully slide right across the field and gives you really good openings for your Cryo Beam. So I'll try to demonstrate another one here. See if I can get it properly. So we're going to immediately slide right on through. That was okay. That was like a 2 or 3 hit. Now again, I'm not using whiteout because the mobs here just die so fast. I've got pretty insane damage. I'll use it here actually. So it's gonna do whiteout into icy comet into hold left click, and pretty much everything is dead from that. Now, one thing to note is you always want to initiate, remember when you're single targeting, with your hold down right click. And the reason why is that takes time for it to channel up. If you have an instant cast ability, you shouldn't really ever initiate with an instant cast ability unless your instant cast ability like debuffs a target and amplifies damage, because you always want to initiate holding your charge down, you know? Oh, whoops. That was a mistake. Alright, this boss doesn't have any ads, so this should be a better way to show you guys the deeps. Let's do the deeps, boys. See if I can show you some proper whiteout damage. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna wait for him to shoot his poison first, and then we're gonna try to go all out. There he is. This guy has 80k health. There's his poison. Let's move back. Alright, we're gonna fight right here. So, oh, that's not good. We'll run through. There's his explosion. No, he dodged the whiteout. So rip. No whiteout deeps, boys. Oh, he's being rude. He is being rude today. And down he goes. So again, I think the damage is pretty good. And if you guys want to see the gear I'm getting on here, it's like 479 on this. I can barely use this 479. For example, the ring I found out of here is Ring of Spirit, 690 proficiency. I actually cannot use this gear, so that's just a way to show you guys that, like, I'm not over-leveling the content by any means. You know, this is content that is up to date with my current prestige. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys, you know, I hope it helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, of course, you know, feel free to jot them down below in the comments section. You know, don't ask me a stupid question like, Pohx, you is how come, why is Valor yes? Because then I'm just going to answer with, like, why? So anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, you know, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. I think that's how... Can you share on YouTube? Sure, we'll go with that. And remember, I stream daily on twitch.tv/Pohx with all the upcoming games, such as, like, you know, Skyforge right now, along with, you know, I'm doing some I forgot what it's called. Crap. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and Blade and Soul, that's what it's called. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.